Hi everyone, welcome back to my art channel. My name is Chris, and in today's video I have my art favorites of 2022. Now, just a little update. I know I haven't been filming for the past 3 months, but I got a job as a full-time teacher for second graders. So because it's my first year actually teaching alone, I'm going to spend a lot of time in the classroom trying to get my resources ready. So I have been coming home exhausted. And that's taken a lot of my time. And then second of all, I got really sick in October, so I was pretty much sick all October. And then I got sick again in November. So that with teaching, it got me really exhausted. I really didn't have the time or the energy to continue making videos for YouTube. So hopefully that would change in the new year. But yeah, so from September all the way to now, I pretty much didn't upload any videos. But thank you so much for those of you that still keep on subscribing. We made it to 500, so thank you so much. I got the community tab as well, so I'm going to try to be posting on there as well. So let me get started with my favorites of 2022. Now I have watercolors, I have wash, I have markers, pencils, paper, pretty much a lot of variety for you. So let me switch the camera angle and then we'll go ahead and start. Okay, so here we are. So I'm going to start first with watercolors because that's what I've been doing the most. So if you've been watching my channel, then it is no surprise that I have to feature Paul Rubens for one of my favorites. I think Paul Rubens makes really amazing, great quality watercolors for the price that you pay. This is the original palette, the pink one. This is the 24 colors. And this is how it looks like. These are all the colors that you get. And with these colors, you pretty much have a very well balanced palette. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend this brand to try out for some of the, to kind of update to an artist grade palette. So this is the pink one, the first release. I do have the little one, but I'm not going to show it because I haven't seen it on Amazon for a while now. So I'm not sure if they're going to discontinue that one or what's the deal. But then this year they released this one. This is the gemstone, I believe. So this one has different colors than the original. You also get 24. My only issue with this one is that you get the white, and for me, honestly, I don't really use the white, but it might be beneficial for you. You get some lovely colors in here. I particularly like the yellow, the Naples yellow, and the violet. This is a beautiful granulating color. I also love the selection of blues and the green, except for the mint green that is a little too bright for my taste. But I mean, they're totally different palettes depending on what is your preference. So I will give it a look and see which one you might want. So this is the original over here, and the bottom one will be the gemstone one. So look at the colors, check out the swatches, and see which one might be better for your needs, or you could get both, to be honest. But yeah, Paul Rubens, you could get them on Amazon. Everything is going to be linked down below. The Amazon products, I do have a storefront, and I do get their affiliate link, so to get a little bit of commission and no extra cost to you. Another palette, and a brand that I think is often overlooked, is Da Vinci. Now, Da Vinci is made in the USA, here in California. And this is the Paul Jackson palette. Now, the thing with Da Vinci is that they make their, they make collaboration with artists. So their palettes are quite unique. It is mostly based on what those artists use. And this one is from Paul Jackson. This is the Wandering Colorist by Paul Jackson. These are the colors that you get. And with Da Vinci, I find that they do great saturated colors for a very affordable price. So I get this. What really sold me on this palette was the portrait pink, and then the marigold. That is a beautiful, beautiful color. So as you can see, you get mostly blues and purples, some yellows, very little earth tones. You get the sienna fire and the cowbell. This really nice green that it's not my favorite, but I don't dislike it either. And yeah, if like I mentioned, if you haven't tried Vinci, go ahead and give it a try. They do have their websites. They only sell their palettes on their website, and you can find the individual tubes in Clic or Jerry's or any other big art supply website. They are very affordable, great color selection. I would highly, highly recommend you check them out. And I wish they would have a little bit more of a, they would be a little bit more talked about here on YouTube, but they're not. Anyway, let me move on to, I have a mess on my desk. I'm trying to figure out where to put things. This one. This is the Jen Crafts Metallic Palette. And I love this one. So this was sent to me for free by the company. I'm really not a metallic person. I don't really, I rather use like Posca pens or metallic inks or metallic pens. But I was highly surprised with this palette, and I've been using it a lot, even though it doesn't look like it. But these are the colors that you get. This is swatch on black paper. And what I like is that you could definitely take little palettes, or I mean color selections from the palette, and they all come in their own color family. So look at that, super pretty. I really like the pigmentation. I really like how they behave. You need a little bit of water just to activate them, and even on white paper they look stunning. Okay, now another one that I bought from Etsy, because I have been trying to, for a while I was into handmade watercolors. So this is by Mrs. Hand Painted. This is her Supernova palette. And look at those colors. Look at the Stellar, look at Nebula. These colors are stunning, even the title. And these are handmade by her. She makes small batches, I believe, and she has different releases throughout the season. They smell wonderful. I believe she puts clove oil on them, or some type of oil, so they don't get moldy. But look at those. These are gorgeous. I think she sells, I think these are quarter pans, and then she sells half pans, and then she sells like the palette. But these are beautiful. I highly recommend you check out her Etsy store, and maybe you will find something that might pique your interest. Another thing, these are not necessarily watercolors, but this is mostly the palette. This is by, oh my god, I forgot. Something Ambers. I put the name up, and I actually told him that he needs to, I gave him the feedback that it's probably best if he puts his logo on his palette, and I think he's starting to do so. So basically these are 3D printed palettes that you can buy from his store, and I used this one to put the Schminke, what was it, the Schminke super granulating in blue. I need to check the name, but this is how it looks like. It came with this little swatch card, the little palette, and the pans that you could take off. There we go, to add the color. And it came with the little sticky too, so you could stick it in here. And I really like this palette. He comes with different designs. He's always trying to improve his palettes, and like I mentioned, these are all 3D printed. He has different colors as well. Now moving on to single tubes, I have 3 colors here that I absolutely loved. The first one is this quinacridone gold by Core. Now I did a video comparing all the quinacridone golds that I have in my collection, and this by far was my favorite. I think it's Core paint, because they're made with their own what's it called, binder. I think they are more vibrant than most, and I really like vibrant colors. That is something that I love. So if you don't like vibrant colors, then maybe this one would not be good for you, but check out my video. I'll link it up in here. Check out that video and maybe you will find an alternative that you might be able to like. Another one that I have, these are both by Da Vinci. So this one is the Red Rose Deep, and I had this from my first Da Vinci palette, and I love this color. It gives me the most subtle, soft pink that I love to use in portraits. So if that is something that you're looking for, something really subtle, very soft for your portraits, I'll highly recommend this one. And then the last one is the Joyce Mother Violet. Now this is another color that is specifically made for a collaboration with an artist, and when I saw this color on their website, I knew I had to get it. It is very well, at least I haven't seen anything as close to this one. I don't have anything close to this in my collection. So if you know a color that kind of looks like this, please link it down below. Write it down below in the comments. I would really love to see the comparisons with them. But again, Da Vinci is a brand that is often overlooked, and I wish more people would talk about it. So maybe in the future I'll do a Da Vinci video of what the colors that I have and colors that I recommend from the brand. Now, last thing that I have, well, actually the last 2 things that I have, no, 3, 4, I'm lying here. When it comes to watercolor, this is the Faber Castell Click and Go cup. As you can see, this cup is really amazing to take on the go. Why? Because you could literally fold it and put it in your backpack, or if you have a very small studio space, you could use it, put your water in here, use it, throw it out, and then just click it back. This will be an amazing gift for someone. Pair it with some brushes, and I'm pretty much I could guarantee you that they're really going to like it. Now they come in different colors. This green is not my favorite, but that was the only color I can find at the time when I bought this one. Brushes, I have 2 brushes, both of them by Princeton. These are the snap brushes. I believe these are, we have the white, and then we have the brown. Where are the brown? I don't have the brown right now. But these are great for watercolor or for wash. These are extremely affordable. I think a packet of 4 or 5 on Amazon retails for about $10. So if you're looking for very affordable brushes that will get the job done, I definitely recommend the snap brushes from Princeton. Now, if you're looking for something that is better quality but still affordable, then I highly recommend you go with the Princeton Neptune brushes. These brushes, look at this. They hold the point. Look at that. They retain water very well as well, and they are affordable. I think this brush was about, I want to say, less than $15. There's brushes out there that are more expensive, like for example the black velvet, and I didn't like those ones. It was kind of hard for me to control the brush and the water, but this one is the perfect balance of obtaining the perfect amount of water and very flexible and easy to control. So if you're looking for a brush that you might want to update, that is easy to use, then I would highly recommend the Princeton Neptune. My last one, I have a palette here. This is from another seller from Etsy. Now this is the stackable palette. And what I really like about this palette is that, of course, it comes with the lid, but look at the dwells in here. How much space you have for mixing. I mean, all of this I still have in here, so you pretty much get 4 palettes. And like I mentioned, your paints will stay safe, for the lack of a better word. Like, they won't get any dust or anything like that because you just stack them. And you put the lid on. I believe this was about $20 from the seller on Etsy. These are not ceramics, these are plastic, but I find that they do not stain. So far they haven't stained, and I haven't washed them in a while, so if they stain, I'll put a comment down below to give you a little update. But I highly recommend this stackable palette. Another palette that I absolutely enjoy are these ones. These are ceramic and they are shaped as a flower. I have 3 of them that I mostly use for wash. And one I got from Clic and the other one I got from Amazon. But I really enjoy this palette, especially if you're going to use a lot of paint. I highly recommend you get one of this. Okay, moving along. I have this paper, and this is by Winsor & Newton. So when it comes to 100% cotton professional watercolor paper, a lot of people go for Arrtx, and I like the paper for Arrtx. I haven't gotten the chance to use a block from Arrtx. I mainly use the sheets, which are cut up into smaller pieces, and I really like them. But this is a block from Winsor & Newton. Again, it's 100% cotton, and I really enjoy working with it. I think, in my opinion, based on other papers I have tried that are also 100% cotton, I really prefer this paper. And again, it's a paper that is not really talked about here on YouTube. Like I mentioned, it's mostly Arrtx paper. But if you are looking for a different type of paper that you might be willing to try, I definitely recommend the Winsor & Newton Professional 100% cotton paper. This was a little bit cheaper than the Arrtx as well, so you will save a little bit of money by getting this one. But again, I'm highly impressed with the quality. If you use this paper before, please let me know in the comments down below and tell me how you like it, because like I mentioned, I absolutely love it. Okay, last thing, let me check, that is kind of watercolor related, are the wash from Dollar Brownie. I believe this is their student grade wash. This is the Aquafine wash. Now, this wash, I really enjoyed it to practice with. I've been trying to get into wash because I really like that opaque. How opaque they are, and how can I put it? It kind of feels like acrylic, but not really, and they're workable. Oh, excuse the sound, it's a truck passing through by the house. But anyway, I really enjoyed the creaminess of wash, and I have the Jelly Wash palette that is very popular here on YouTube, and I had a hard time working with that for some reason. It wasn't really what I was expecting, and then I decided to try this set. I got this on Jackson's, and it was about, I believe it was less than $15 when I bought this, and I really enjoyed it. I really like how creamy they are, how easy they are to work with, how easy it was to mix the colors. And when it comes to mixing, I think I enjoy doing color wheels and mixing colors, because you never know what you're going to get. But this is a very limited palette, so it forced me to actually think about color theory and it forced me to really look at what I was painting, to really try to copy or to get the same color. So if you are a beginner artist, I highly recommend you start with a set like this that will force you to comprehend the color wheel. I think it's really essential that artists really emphasize the color wheel in their work. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy buying colors that are already made for me, but at the same time, I think it's an essential skill if you want to improve your art, that you focus on learning the color wheel and that you do color mixes. So this is a perfect set for that. Like I mentioned, not that expensive. Just get it. I'm not sure if they're available on Clic or Jerry's, but like I mentioned, I got it from Jackson's. And Jackson's is actually a website that I really enjoy shopping. Even though they're in the UK, if you pay a little bit of extra, you will get your art supplies like maybe in 2 or 3 days. And when I buy from Clic, I get them in a week. So that is, or more. So that is why I enjoy shopping at Jackson's, and they have really good deals too. Okay, moving along to more pencils, markers, and pens. One of my favorite color pencils that I really enjoy were the Holbein color pencils. Now I am not a color pencil person. I'm trying to learn how to use it, and what I've been doing is I'm incorporating color pencils into my watercolors just to give it a little bit more depth and definition. And I have polychromos, I have some Caran d'Ache, I have some, what other brands do I have? Blics. So I have a variety of brands that I'm trying to see which one I like the most, and so far I really like Holbein. Now Holbein has a lot of really nice colors. For example, the first one that I got were the pastel tones, and I am into pastel tones. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I love Paul Rubens, and you know that I like pastel tones. So I find that the range with the Holbein is really more into those pastel soft colors compared to the other brands that I have. And I have to update this. I actually did a color pencil haul that I need to record and put here on the channel. But anyway, there's colors I enjoy. They're very creamy, smooth. Let me get a little paper to show you. Okay, so this is watercolor paper. So let me get this red. So they are very smooth, very creamy. Look at that. Like, it almost feels like you are using butter. That's the best way I could describe them. This is a yellow. This is Naples yellow. And look at that. Gorgeous. Now they do come with the life fastness. So I think it's a 1 is not life fast, 2 is good life fast, and 3 is life fast. So they're a little bit more expensive than other color pencils because they come from Japan. Not as expensive as the Caran d'Ache. But still, if you're really trying to branch out and look at other color pencils, then I definitely recommend you give Holbein a try. Moving along to markers. One of my most liked products of this year and one of the best discoveries was the Hoo alcohol markers. Now I do have some Copics. I do have some of the Clic markers, which I really enjoy, but I was looking for something more affordable so I could play with them and actually learn. Not to say that using the Copics and the Blics I was not going to be able to learn, but you know, when you have really expensive supplies, you do not want to just play around with them because they were expensive. So my thought process was get the Hoo alcohol markers, try them out, and then once you get better at handling alcohol markers, then I move up to my Copics. But I was so surprised. I really enjoyed these markers. Now I got the ones with the brush tip and the chisel. And what I enjoy is the fact that they come with different sets that are very affordable. So the first set that I got was the pastel tones, and then I ended up getting the portrait sets. And I mean, I just love working with them. I've done some pieces that are a little bit more illustrative than I usually do, and I feel like these markers really work well with that style that I'm trying to do. Let me show you a piece. So this is what I'm talking about when I say a little bit more illustrative. So a little bit more on the anime manga side of things. Not really realistic in a way. Not to say that my portraits are very realistic, but like I mentioned, a little bit more animated, illustrative. And I found that these markers were really a nice way for me to achieve that. I find it really hard for me to try to do this type of art with watercolors for some reason, but with markers, they worked wonderful. And one thing I'm working on is my backgrounds. So you can see the background is very simple, but I mean, I try to incorporate it in this illustration. Moving along to markers. Now, if you know me, then you know that I love my Posca Pens. This is a brand new set. I love the pastel tones. Posca Pens are amazing. They could be a little bit more expensive, but this is something that I recommend artists to try. This will be another great gift as well. Posca Pens are just beautiful. They work on any type of surface. They work on paper, glass, rocks, fabric, anything pretty much that is like a hard surface. Wood. I mostly use them with paper, so let me show you again some of the things that I've done. Okay, my memory card got full, so I don't know where it cut off. But anyway, I really enjoy Posca Pens. The bold colors, the way they behave with the paper. Like I mentioned, I definitely recommend you try Posca Pens or you gift them to someone. They're going to enjoy using them. On the topic of Posca Pens, and if you're looking for an affordable dupe, I highly recommend you try the Arrtx or Arrtx acrylic markers. These were sent to me by the company, and I got the pastel tones. But the fun thing about these markers is that you do not have to shake them. So with Posca Pens, you have to shake them to activate the colors. With this ones, you don't. And they come in a brush tip. Now, durability might not be as good as the Posca Pens because you don't get as much product. But they are pretty darn good. I really enjoyed working with them. I didn't have high expectations, but they blew me away. Now, they are not as opaque as the Posca Pens, but look at that. Look, I really enjoy the brush tip for like small details. And these are available on Amazon. Again, like I mentioned, these were sent to me for free. I didn't have high expectations, but they blew me away. These are really great to take on the go, just because you do not have to shake them. So that's the pro about this markers that you do not have to shake them. But the cone is that they're not as, I wouldn't want to say pigmented, but they're not as bold as the Poscas. But still, great alternative. I think I'm down to my last products or items that I enjoy. And one of the pleasant surprise for this year was actually the sketchbooks by Talents. These are called the Art Creations. These sketchbooks are very affordable. As you can see, they come in a kind of cream paper, and they come in very beautiful colors and sizes. So what I enjoy about this paper, the paper is thin enough but thick enough for it to handle different type of media. For example, this is Posca Pen. This is a very ugly wash study that I tried to do. Again, Posca Pens, another wash study. And I have another one. This guy over here. This is more of a landscape. And in this one, this is a wash study where I use the Dollar Rowney Aquafine wash. And look, it is holding pretty good. I mean, it does get a little wrinkly, but not as bad. I enjoyed the paper. I enjoyed the price. I enjoyed the colors. So if you're looking for an affordable sketchbook, I definitely recommend you take a look at this. At this line of sketchbooks. And let me see, I think that is all that I have. I think those were my favorites. Yeah, those are all my favorites. I'm looking around my studio to see if I missed something, but no, I cannot think of anything else. Oh, actually, yes. One more thing. I knew I was missing something. This pen. This is the Uniball Signal pen. I enjoyed this one better than the Jelly Roll pen. I think this one slides better, is more opaque than the Jelly Wash. For example, let's do this. You see, I really enjoy the way it goes on the paper. I find that the Jelly, it's not Jelly Wash, it's Jelly Roll. Let me see, I have it in here. Let me grab it really quick. What's your name? Yeah, Jelly Roll. I find that the Jelly Roll, the tip is a little bit, how can I put it? Hard, so it doesn't roll as well as the Uniball Signal, and it's not as opaque as this one. So I highly enjoyed this one. If you're having issues or you don't really like the Jelly Roll, then I highly recommend you try this pen. Now, that is all for my 2022 art favorites. Please let me know in the comments down below which are your favorites or which items from here you are willing to try in the new year. I will try to post more videos hopefully in the next year. And again, thank you for everybody who has been subscribing. Thank you for everybody who keeps watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And I wish you a happy new year and Merry Christmas, because maybe this video will be up before Christmas. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I'll see you later. Bye.